At this time, Charlie, just pushing his electric bike, came out of the gate of Thompson's villa. Claire's company has ended the spring festival holiday and officially went to work, and his father-in-law Jacob has also begun to reinvest in the affairs of the Calligraphy and Painting Association. In the morning, Elaine, who was on crutches, made breakfast. After Jacob and Claire finished their meal, they drove a BMW to their business. Charlie cleaned the house and prepared to go out to buy some meat and eggs. The small vegetable garden at home can provide the vegetables and fruits that most families need, but meat and eggs are still available at the vegetable market. Charlie rode out and did not rush to set off. Instead, he parked the car on the side of the road in the Thompson Villa area, resting his feet on the ground, and took out his mobile phone to call Isaac. Charlie read all the scandals that broke out in the Su family last night. The direction of public opinion condemned Changfeng from the beginning and then turned the spearhead to direct Xin. Charlie could tell at a glance that this was Changfeng's self-protection trick. It seems that there are already conflicts in the Su family now, which is very exciting good news for Charlie. Although he is still not sure whether the murderer of his parents was the Su family, he must make the Su family pay a huge price because of the fact that the Su family had formed an anti-Leaf alliance. Now that the Su family began to disintegrate internally, for him, it was naturally an excellent situation. Next, how to make the Su family disintegrate more thoroughly and make the Su family go bullshit on the road of unrest is what Charlie is most concerned about right now. In his view, Ruoli is definitely a nuclear weapon that can further disintegrate the Su family. As soon as the phone call to Isaac was answered, he asked, "Mr. Isaac, how are Ruoli and the others now?" Isaac hurriedly said, "Back to the young master, I just sent someone breakfast." According to the food delivery person, they are all in good condition. Charlie asked again. After breaking their connection with the outside world, they didn't have any awkwardness, did they? Number? Isaac laughed. The crew members are still afraid that others will know that they are back. Even if they give them a mobile phone, they dare not call outside. Charlie asked, "What about Ruoli?" "How is the state?" Isaac said, "According to her subordinates, she has nothing to be dissatisfied with, but she asked about you." Charlie asked curiously, "Oh? What did she ask about me?" Isaac smiled and said, "She asks when you will be there, and she wants to discuss something with you." "Yeah." Charlie checked the time. It is only 9:30 in the morning. As long as he can buy the meat and come back at 11, he won't delay Elaine cooking lunch, so he said, "Well, let me go by in a while." "Okay, young master." Isaac said respectfully, "Should I drive to pick you up?" "No, I'll ride a battery car, it's easy." Charlie didn't actually have a good impression of Ruoli. Although this woman is very beautiful and has a very hot body, her heart is also very vicious. If he hadn't guessed it by himself, she was the illegitimate daughter of Xin, and he would never save her life. She was kept alive just to make the Su family sick. After that, it is very easy to kill a general of the Su family, but it is not so easy to create a deadly enemy for the Su family. If you can let Ruoli, like yourself, treat the Su family as enemies, it will definitely add a lot of trouble in the future. This is Charlie's purpose for keeping Ruoli alive. He planned to send Ruoli back to Eastcliff when the time was right. Immediately, he put away the phone, turned the accelerator of the battery car, the little machine made a buzzing sound, and quickly rushed out. After leaving the Thompson community, Charlie turned right by bicycle and was about to go to Isaac's hotel. He heard a familiar voice behind him shouting with some nervousness, "Brother-in-law." Charlie turned his head subconsciously and saw a familiar woman beckoning to him on the sidewalk behind him. "Wendy?" Charlie was very puzzled when he saw the woman clearly. "It's not a day or two since my family and Mrs. Wilson's family turned their faces. For so long, the family has been in the same situation. Not to mention that they will not say hello when you meet. If the mother-in-law Elaine sees her family on the terrace of the villa, she couldn't wait to scold him for an hour to relieve her hatred." So, he didn't quite understand, what did Wendy mean? Moreover, why is she willing to call him brother-in-law? Didn't she call him trash before? Thinking of this, he frowned and asked, "Are you okay?" Wendy hurried 2 steps to Charlie, and said with a bit of shame, "Brother-in-law, Why are you going there? Charlie said coldly. I'm going to buy vegetables. Why? Wendy bit her lip lightly, and asked anxiously, Brother-in-law, can you take me to the Pearl River Regency? It's not far from here. An electric bike can be there in 20 minutes. Charlie looked at her up and down, and saw that she was dressed very formally, with light makeup, and said with a sneer, You dignified Miss Wilson, riding on my electric bike is too cheap? Why? Same, then I will start to rinse the car first. Wendy immediately lowered her head ashamed, when she heard this. At this moment, what she thought of was the situation when she was sitting in Gerald White's Bentley car when she saw Charlie downstairs in the Emgrand group. At that time, Charlie rode this electric bike. At that time, she didn't put Charlie in her eyes at all. She always felt that he was a complete worthless man, so she really didn't look down on him with half eyeballs even. But, who could have imagined that today, more than half a year later, Charlie became the master of Ors Hill, but she was reduced to being a courtesy lady who wanted to support the family for 200 yuan a day. Moreover, in order to save some money to feed her grandma, dad, and brother, she was even reluctant to take the bus or take a taxi. Thinking of this, she plucked up the courage and said in a very humble manner, Brother-in-law, don't make fun of me. Our family is in such a downturn now. I am still a little miss of Wilson family. Ellipsis. Quote. After finishing speaking, she raised her head and looked at Charlie with red eyes, and said guiltily, Brother-in-law, the previous things were all my bad and I was wrong. I shouldn't have looked down on you. I shouldn't have put the fight against you and Claire everywhere. Life has taught me too many lessons. I am also deeply aware of my mistakes. I hope that you can live without regard to the villains and stop following me with the negative memories from the past. When Wendy said this, Charlie was somewhat surprised. He really didn't expect Wendy to say such a thing. What he didn't expect was that when Wendy said this, her tone and attitude were very sincere. He could see that Wendy's words were from the bottom of the heart, not just talking. Seeing Wendy sincerely apologized and realizing that she was wrong, Charlie's attitude eased a little, and said lightly, Knowing that a mistake can be corrected, there is no way better to be good. If you really realize that you did a mistake in the first place, it is not too late to wake up now.